Before I begin, I just want to apologize for the near 2-month delay since my last video. I've moved to a new city and had to set up a whole new apartment and go through a storage unit and all that stuff. It's been an ordeal. Anyways, I'm back, so power on. Growing up, I, like many young boys, had a near obsession with those little plastic army men figures. Hundreds of infantry, dozens of tanks, artillery, aircraft. I even had 8 different ships with which to make a navy. My little brother had his own military, as did several of our friends, and the countless hours we spent invading each other's homes, yards, driveways, declaring war on each other, keeping track of losses. We even had a system in place to determine our respective strength at the start of any conflict. It was great. So is it any surprise I'm a fan of the Army Men game series? Well, it shouldn't be. I was first introduced to the series with the RTS title on the GameCube, with the inspired name of Army Men RTS. Really went crazy with the creativity there, didn't ya? And later got my hand on Sarge's War for the GameCube and remember enjoying it. Well, I own the Xbox version now and figured I'd give it a whirl to see if it held up against my memories. First off, this opening cutscene is hella nostalgic for me.
Elite guard, hundreds of them. Coming through that portal like a swarm of angry wasps. Bravo Company was a ragtag team of battle-hardened commandos. We got split up when the Tans fired the opening salvo. Me and my bazooka man Riv were cut off from the others. We found cover and assessed the situation. The Tans had air support. Our guys didn't know what hit them.
I've got to knock out their communications! I'm going in alone! Milk Run, straight up Main Street! You need to hold your position or die trying! Let's roll!
Yeah, that's right. Time to show those dirty 10 what happens when, oh my glob, what are these controls? It's so sensitive, and Sarge turns on a pinpoint swivel. It's weird. You barely tap the analog stick and the camera's all like, okay, I'm gonna go. Definitely took a minute to adjust to such an ancient 2005 control scheme. 2005, oh man, we're getting old. The story of Sarge's War is straightforward. On the verge of peace between the Green and Tan nations, a rogue Tan commander sabotages the peace ceremony and a massive surprise attack wipes out a large portion of the Green army, including the heroes, recurring characters from previous titles in the series. Even Vicky gets offed.
Hang on. It's gonna be okay.
Looks like we won't be dancing at the ceremony tonight, huh, Sarge?
Oh, Vicky.
I love you, Sarge.
Obviously, one of the love stories of all time. Fueled by a consuming desire for revenge, Sarge sets out on a one-man crusade to kick some serious Tan plastic. It's silly and way too serious for its own good, especially when compared to the more goofball nature of previous entries, but early teenage me loved it. Going through levels is short and sweet, with plenty of weapons accumulated throughout and a small amount of building destructibility. Level design itself can be pretty creative, since you are playing in a tiny army men war. Fighting through sandboxes, spaces between walls, those fake towns on train set tables, and kitchen counters was all really enjoyable and made me think back to so many legendary battles I had against my friends.
Hey, I know this place. Yeah, I knew this place. I had been here before. The second I smelled that tile, the memories came back to haunt me. It was long before the heroes. I was just a kid, under the command of Major Gooding. Gooding was Grimm's best officer. We were holding tight at our evac point. That's when the mission went bad. Gooding had led us straight into an ambush. We didn't know what hit us. I can still hear the screams, smell the burnt plastic.
I'm sure nothing will come of this random backstory. Mission objectives, for the most part, consist of gathering either C4 charges or blasting caps and demolishing certain key things, usually artillery positions or roadblocks. Scattered about are hidden secondary objectives such as classified Tan files or Tan military flags. Not needed at all to perceive the next area of the level, though exploring to locate them can be kind of fun. Not sure why Sarge is going through all this effort to obtain military knowledge though. I'm sure Tan High Command has some group text chat he's accidentally been added to.
Eddie's.
Near the end, you encounter super secret experimental troops who can cloak themselves and are only killable with a flamethrower. Fallen Tan leave behind little bits of plastic which can heal a few points of your health. Hilarious after Sarge goes through a tough file fight. Jesus, just throwing cabinets at each other. Hilarious after Sarge goes through a tough firefight and he's got giant holes in him. Dismemberment in this game is surprisingly fun to pull off, and I wasn't expecting it. A well-placed shot lobbing off some poor Tan's head or arm. Oh, and the shotgun blast full-on obliterates up close. Love it.
All the doors are locked, sir.
Oh wow, final boss already? That was fast. Barely even 4 hours in, and it's over. Well, it was definitely a more arcade-style run-and-gun shooter with some minor platforming, and obviously made on a budget, so I guess I'm not too disappointed. Alright, Malice, show me what you can do.
How's Vicky?
This is for the hero's palace.
I feel a new difficulty setting below very easy should exist to accurately detail how it felt to fight my way through this boss. But okay, fine, this big bad is done for. Time to...
You're gooding. I was looking into the face of a dead man. Or so I thought.
Now you remember. Do you also remember how you left me to die that day?
Oh yeah, is that what we're gonna do? Tie it all into the most out-of-place callback to a never-before-mentioned mission gone wrong and some officer we've never met in any other title in the series?
You to pay.
It was over. I'd waited for this moment for so long. And now, I felt nothing. Malice was dead. Grim, the heroes, and Vicky, all dead. I tried to make sense of what happened, but the only clear thing that kept ripping through my skull was that war makes no sense. War is hell, all right.
The heroes are still alive? So who is with Sarge in the opening cinematic? Perhaps it's a meta joke about how Army Men toys all looked alike and were just interchangeable. I'm giving this game too much credit. By the way, what's with the complete lack of any sort of music throughout the game? There's like no soundtrack, and it turns what are supposed to be super serious or bombastic moments into just mute. I mean, I get that's more realistic to life, but come on, they're little army guys. I want the boom boom boom. I feel like that should go on a shirt. Sarge's War on the Xbox was quick, fun, and dumb. I can't recall much of my first playthrough on the GameCube version way back when, so any differences between ports are lost on me, but I enjoyed this regardless.
Get us out of here, Sarge. This place sucks big time.
Well, that's enough for one gaming session. Power off. Hello, thank you so much for staying to the very end. If you haven't yet, why don't you go ahead and click that subscribe button so you'll always be notified in the event of future videos and whatnot for my little channel here. We are marching our way towards 100 subscribers. I know it's not that big of a deal, but to me, getting to triple digits on a channel, which I never thought would even get to 50, would be pretty cool. So why not be a part of it? See you around.